often do you set goals? And are you a goal setter, like trender? Excuse me. Do you set goals and you often, like me, fail and feel like you didn't reach the goals? Well, if that's the case, then I'm going to give you guys 3 simple tips that I have learned to help me keep my goals and actually reach them. And it all started with my journey on YouTube. Believe it or not, it started when I first started doing YouTube. I didn't realize how important goals were in my life. And if you want to manifest anything or just get something accomplished, goals are very important. And I feel like goals are not only important to your channel, that's what's going to help you reach you to the next level, because you're starting to push yourself. And basically what I do is I get my journal and I start writing down what I want to do for the goals for the month. Not for the year, but for the month. I feel like it's easier for me to start with short-term goals of month-to-month basis, because I don't feel like I get overwhelmed and I accomplish them a lot better. So if you're like me, give me a thumbs up like button. It lets me know that you're exactly like me, and it helps me out to reach more people, and basically hopefully they'll be able to realize, hey, I can set goals month to month and accomplish them, and throughout the year you'll be successful. And this is what really has helped me become a little bit more successful and more organized, because I am ADHD. And if you know people with ADHD, I'm sorry, but I am not organized. My brain does not function like normal people do. My brain is always like, so I'm never really an organized person. So it's hard for me to stay organized. And so one of the things that help me stay organized is setting goals. It helps me to keep track of what it is and have clarity over my channel. And I didn't think that goals were really that important until I started doing my YouTube channel. And it got me thinking, I should apply this to my life anyways, because I want to be successful in all areas of my life. And one of the things that I am struggling right now with is buying a house. And I have the money, the funds for it, which they could approve me for. I have the credit score for it, which is good, but it's not good enough. The credit history is not long enough and established long enough to where they could approve me for a loan. So I'm struggling. So one of my goals is to improve on my credit history, and I have to do it. So I've been researching best ways to improve my credit score. That's one way that's going to help me, but also establish a credit score history that's not going to hinder me. And something that I've been doing, I wish school or my parents would have taught me, because they didn't teach me anything about credit or debt, because my parents lived their life debt to debt, because they were always like paycheck to paycheck, because they didn't know how to budget their money. And they were always like, oh yeah, let's go here and we'll worry about it later. That's how my parents were at one point in our lives. Like, my dad would be like, yeah, we can go to Disneyland. We'll figure out how to pay for it later. And it's like, later would be like, I need a new pair of shoes and my shoes are holy. And mom's like, sorry, I can't afford to buy you a new pair of shoes. You know, and that's how it was for a while, until my parents finally realized how to get their stuff in line. It took them a harsh filing for bankruptcy to realize that that's not the way to live. And I didn't want to live that lifestyle either. So I started to do my own, which was savings. And I learned a little bit by reading David Ramsey's book. I did a little bit of my own research. And my sister, believe me or not, really has helped me a lot. She is actually great at budgeting. And she has shown me how to budget without having to purchase an app. The only thing that I don't like is because I am a little bit, not that I'm lazy, it's just not very organized. So sometimes I'm like, oh, do I gotta redo this budget? Do I gotta add these numbers? You kind of get lazy and you're kind of like, why do I have to change it again? And why does it, it's just annoying. So that's why I like to set goals, so that it can help me stay in track and stay focused and be a little bit more organized. So if you're like me and are not organized at all, and you want to learn how to set goals for your YouTube channel, then you come to the right place. Hi, welcome. My channel is all about learning and innovating YouTube in a different way. So if you guys want to learn YouTube in a different way, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can see more videos just like this one. One of the things that I always tell people and that I've learned is first have clarity over your channel. First have clarity over your YouTube channel. If you have clarity of what it is, the goals that you want for that month, because if you set goals for a year and you get overwhelmed later on trying to finish those goals, maybe because you set too many goals, like I did at the beginning. I was setting too many goals that were not only not realistic to my needs that I needed, but also not actually going through with the goals, taking action. So one thing is, first thing you want to do is write down 3 major goals that you want to improve. And one of my goals to improve in my life is my credit score. I'm trying to build it up to the 700s, and I'm like, I think 20 points away. I'm at 680, and I'm like, oh my God, I need just a few more points and I can get into the 700s, and I just want to keep it there. And so I've been working really, really hard at that, and that is one of my goals. And so I've been meeting part of my goal by keeping up with the routines of learning how to manage my credit card, not spending it to the high limit, spending it under the 30% margin or whatever it may be, whatever credit limit it is. And the same goes for your YouTube channel. How many clients or audience do you want to get a month? Set a goal. How many videos do you want to create? And all these questions will start popping up, but you have to write it down. First is just write down the goal that you want and make sure that you have clarity over that goal, because if you don't, you're never going to meet that goal. So one thing is to have clarity over that goal and what it is exactly what you're trying to accomplish. And 2 is follow through. If you follow through with what it is that you need to do, what is the next step to follow through, take action. And that is taking the action is what's going to help you manifest. Let everything else fall apart. You may not know how it's going to go through, but as long as you take the action. So I'm taking the action in actually working on my YouTube channel, trying to do my research on what kind of audience are listening to my YouTube channel, so that I can get more audience that like my YouTube channel, because my YouTube channel, and like I tell people, your YouTube channel and my YouTube channel is not for everybody. YouTube is for everybody. It is for everybody. But your channel is not for everybody. And that's something that a lot of people get it wrong. So the other day I did a YouTube Shorts, and this guy commented on my YouTube Shorts, said, I will not recommend your channel. And I said, that's fine. You don't have to recommend my channel. My channel's not for everybody. And that is perfectly fine. And somebody else responded like, that's rude much. Which it was kind of rude, but I also responded in a way that I thought fitted me, in a way to defend myself. That's not bad or good. It's just basically being honest. Yeah, you're right. My channel ain't for you. It ain't for everybody. It is not always going to be for everybody, but I will find those audience that will watch my channel and do like what I do. And that will make you successful more than trying to get your channel, make it about everybody. Because if you're trying to think that your channel is for everybody and you're trying to target everybody, you're not going to succeed that way, because not everybody has the same taste as you. There's a lot of chefs out there that I watch, and they may be that they don't have it. I may not have the same cooking interest in their cooking channel, and they kind of bored me at times. And I'm like, this is more like a lecture than an actual blog where I can sit down and relax and watch how he's actually cooking this. It doesn't feel like an experience. It just feels more like he's just lecturing me on something. So I'll stop watching. Like, I really like Mark Twain's channel because he gives you not only the history of the town, of the city, he takes you on a tour, he tells you little history details, because I'm a history freak, and then he tells you the history about the food, and he tastes the food, and he's showing you how they cook it, how they prepare it, who's preparing it, and all these little details. And it's just like, that's what I mean by taking action, is taking the next step and doing whatever it needs to be done to meet your goal is always practicing on figuring out 3 goals that I feel like the need for. So one of the goals that I feel like it's really important if you want to get your YouTube channel in the right state is learning your audience. Is figuring out from the beginning, and I've said this many times in a lot of different videos, is learning your audience. If you learn your audience from the beginning, you're going to target the right people. Because like I said a few minutes ago, your YouTube channel is not for everybody. YouTube is for everybody, but your YouTube channel is not for everybody. And a lot of people get that wrong. They always get it be like, oh, my YouTube channel is for everybody. Everybody's gonna like my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna try to get as many people as you want. And that's why I'm like, no. Because you may be a blogger and somebody be like, I don't like her style of blogging. It's kind of boring. But then you find someone else that has the same passion and the same likes as you do and be like, ooh, I like that. I'm going to subscribe to her channel. I think she really rocks. So you're always going to get people who may not like your YouTube channel, but your YouTube channel is for someone. And that's why you have to learn how to find your audience. So the first thing is have clarity over your channel. Second is find your audience. Learn who your audience is. So that way you can go forward. So once you have clarity over your YouTube channel, like what goals exactly you're trying to send, second is take action. That's another thing, is you got to take action. So you got to start doing the research, figuring out who your audience are, who's actually watching your YouTube channel, and why are they watching your YouTube channel, for how long they're watching your YouTube channel. What exactly do you got to fix in your videos to get them to watch a little bit longer? Or maybe you might have to be more innovative and think outside the box and not be like everybody else, or whatever it may be, but do the work. If you take action and do the work, everything else will fall into place. You don't have to worry about how it's going to fall into place. You just have to take the action and do the action, because sometimes the action restarts the reaction to something good or bad. And it's just a learning process. To me, your failures are going to be your successors, because that's what's going to teach you to learn something every single day. And third, for me, is learning to make better videos, because I don't know if you saw on my last video that I did. I'll post it down on the link below. I edited and I realized I made a lot of mistakes. And I kind of did that on purpose because I wanted to see people would catch my little simple mistakes. And I realized I need to start fixing my editing way better and focus on editing my mistakes and not putting so much mistakes out there. And one of the mistakes that I did was an accident, but I did make it, was not knowing my TikTok name or my Instagram name or my Facebook name. I was like, you can just follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I believe it's three some, and I was just like, wrong number. So I was like, I'll just post it down below, and that's what I said. And it's always good to be prepared and do your research. So try to practice and doing better videos by doing not only your research before you make your video, and also working on your editing. And I think that's something that I have to work on. That's one of my other goals, is working on editing skills, because once you learn how to edit, everything else comes together and your video kind of becomes more refined, more polished, and you can actually feel proud of the ending process. And last but not least is working on thumbnails. Have clarity over your thumbnails as well, because I tell people all the time is thumbnails are the first thing people see. So when I set my goals on thumbnails, I'm like, oh my God, I still kind of struggle with thumbnails, but I have improved. But I still need to get better. And I feel like if I keep practicing, I can only get better from there. So thumbnails are key and important. So I always just say at least set 3 goals that are going to help you, because if not, you're going to feel overwhelmed and you're going to feel overly whelmed to where you're not going to do anything, and you're just going to be like, oh, that's too much to keep track of. If you're like me, I that's what my problem was, is I would set like 10, 20, 15 goals and be like, okay, I'm going to learn money management. I'm going to learn how to do a YouTube channel better. I'm going to learn and I had all these goals piled and piled, and then I'd get so frustrated that I couldn't get one down, and then I would be like too exhausted to do the other one, and then I would just give up by the end of the third goal. So it was like, so that's why I always say just practice with just 3 main simple goals. I wish you guys the best of journey on your YouTube channel, and I know you guys got this and you guys will kill it. I'll see you guys until next time, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share, like, hearts, comments, whatever, and I'll see you guys soon.